Rome yesterday. The general returned to Afghanistan, where Fox News senior war correspondent Geraldo Rivera sat down with him to discuss the future of the war in Afghanistan and more. Geraldo joins us now with a sneak peek at his exclusive interview. Geraldo, thanks for joining us. Thanks for saving it for us. What do you got?
Brian, Gretchen, and Steve, an exclusive, as you say, with the man who is arguably the greatest general of our generation, the man who commands the International Security Assistance Force, and, of course, all U.S. forces here. He tells me that we are applying a world of hurt to the Taliban enemy here. There, over the last 90 days, 300 mid-level and high-level Taliban commanders have been taken out or captured by our forces. But when I got off the plane, I have to tell you guys, what everyone here in Kabul was talking about is whether or not our forces were providing safe passage for Taliban leaders to come to Kabul to talk with the government of Hamid Karzai about negotiating perhaps a settlement to this protracted and very bloody conflict. Here's what the general told me about talking to the Taliban.
In virtually all counterinsurgency campaigns, there is some component of reconciliation. President Karzai has established very clear red lines for any of those who might seek reconciliation. They have to lay down their weapons, renounce their ties to al-Qaeda or other transnational extremists, agree to live by the Afghan constitution, and so forth. Again, who can argue with that, I think, given an understanding like that?
If we've won.
Well, first of all, we've always pointed out that this is not the kind of war in which you take that hill, plant the flag, and say we have won and go home to a victory parade. This will be presumably more like the situation in Iraq, where winning is making progress. We do now think we are starting to make progress. There clearly are areas that we have got to do a good bit more in. Again, without question, the gains that have been achieved aren't solidified. And this is not just about the conduct of counter-terrorist force operations, if you will, that kill or capture bad guys. It's also about population-centric operations.
Bill O'Reilly and I argue over this point continually, but I'll ask you flat out, is the president and his policies, are they popular with the troops, or in O'Reilly's view, not so much?
Well, I don't think it's something for a senior military commander to vote on the president's policies. Our job is to contribute to the development of policies, to provide our forthright military advice, try to do it quietly, by the way, and then to support the president's decision.
They say, the general adds, I have to hasten to add myself, that not only do they support the policies of the president, but General Petraeus says he agrees with the policies of President Obama, which of course means that depending on the conditions on the ground, next summer we will begin a strategic drawdown of our forces if conditions on the ground are ripe for that kind of strategic move. Steve, Gretchen, and Brian?
Yeah, Geraldo, we're out of time, but that's the key, what you just said. That's what General Petraeus says, but the president says we're out. The vice president says you can guarantee it. Take my word, we're out in July. But General Petraeus has a different take. And